If you're looking for a new NFL jersey, go to chatsports.com/jersey deal. NFL Daily by Chat Sports. We're hooking you guys up with this jersey deal. They say this is an old Falcons jersey. That's why it's on sale.
Looks better than the current one.
And I'm in agreement. So if you need a new player, if you need a new jersey, the holidays are right around the corner. And we got hundreds of jerseys on sale. Go to chatsports.com/jersey deal. Don't miss this offer, under $80. Coming up here on NFL Daily, we're going to now get into some of your questions. Continue to use hashtag NFL or Super Chat to get featured on the show. Derek, you're first up here. Should the Dolphins draft a safety?
Richard LeCount out of Georgia and safety Javon Holland out of Oregon. Yeah, I know. The first name was kind of a tough one, especially because he left out part of the name there. I'm open to that idea. I think they're in okay shape at safety, but the Dolphins have invested so much on the defensive side.
I mean, Eric Rowe's been good.
And they had so many draft picks last year. They're going to be able to do that. Eric Rowe's been a nice player. I still think Brandon Jones has shown some promise. He's a third-round pick. I think it was third-round pick out of Texas last year. So I'm fine with it. It just depends on who else is on the board. I'm not going to argue. They have so many picks. They can keep throwing shots in that secondary if they want to.
Let's go to my man here, Cooper. If the Raiders make the playoffs, do you think we will make the AFC Championship?
No.
I'll say this. Anything's possible. I think what we've been able to see is if a team gets hot and they get rolling and they get healthy, I mean, heck, the Giants won the Super Bowl. They beat the undefeated Patriots. But if I'm a Raiders fan or if I'm the Raiders in general, you know you can beat the Chiefs. So just have that confidence and get healthy, then, yeah, anything's possible. Spurter 47-57. Which team will regret this lame trade deadline the most? Green Bay for not getting Fuller? What do you think?
Maybe it's actually Houston for not selling more. Or a team like the Falcons for not selling at all.
Yeah.
And I know there's no GM for either of those teams.
See, I'm actually going to go Houston because they don't have a first or second. You got to start getting draft picks
I think when you know you're a bad football team, the Giants fit that category. Why didn't you trade Cam Fleming?
Yeah.
Someone would have given you something for him.
Very true.
I think the sellers should feel a little bit disappointed that they didn't actually end up doing anything.
Got over 1,000 people watching, so we're going to go to some super chats here. Your thoughts on Tyrod Taylor to the Steelers, since I'm pretty sure Herbert owns the Chargers now.
I'm going to interpret this as next year, since trade deadline's over. If Big Ben retires, maybe.
I mean,
he's not better than Big Ben, and he's not the long-term answer. So if he wants to end up getting Tyrod Taylor for the third straight time, then sure, as a young guy replaces him,
Tyrod Taylor,
that's fine.
Dwayne Haskins, Sam Darnold. Out of those three quarterbacks, who would you rather have the most next year?
To develop and play long-term, probably Darnold.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Just to start, actually might be Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. So stay up to date on everything going on in the NFL, or maybe we should say everything that's not going on in the NFL, because the NFL trade deadline came and go. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins for making the only moves. But bottom line is this. We release new videos every single 3 hours here at Chat Sports. We do NFL content. We also cover the latest NBA news and rumors. And, heck, when we were doing the NFL trade deadline show, there was some rumors around James Harden. So we're going to be breaking down a whole bunch of things around all sports here. Make sure you go ahead, hit that big red button that says subscribe. Slick. Should the Patriots throw the season so they can get Justin Fields next year?
It's a fun idea. The issue is, the players are not going to try and throw the game unless Cam Newton is fully aware that he took the dive with that fumble. I don't think he did. Dolphins right now are inside the top 10, but they're going to have to get Pride to number 2 to assure themselves Justin Fields. And the Giants, the Jags, the Cowboys, the Falcons, and Washington are all ahead of them for at least the time being.
Yep.
Now, they'll sort themselves out a little bit, but the Patriots have to play the Jets 2 more times still. I mean, I don't know if 4 wins get you to number 2.
Everybody's going to be tuned into Monday Night Football this week,
So,
baby.
as a result, they should try, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Patriots, Jets, Monday Night Football. Who else is ready? I am. Let's go to America's team. What would the Cowboys' record be if the Dak injury never happened? Okay, go.
You know what? They'd be in first place in the NFC East, and they'd have won. And they would have won at least 2 of their past 3 games.
Okay.
Maybe they don't beat Arizona, but they beat Washington.
I mean, Dak was on,
and they blow out Philadelphia.
For the second part of this question, what about his stats? I mean, Dak was on pace for 6,500 passing yards.
I think they would have regressed. They would have regressed back to the mean. That's fine. But look, they have 4 wins right now, and they'd be in first place in the NFC East by a pretty good margin.
This question coming in from PS4 Virtual Reality, the new frontier. Is Russ still the MVP favorite, even though he's thrown 6 picks?
Yeah, I think that he is. I know he hasn't been perfect, and Mahomes hasn't thrown anywhere nearly as many picks, but the Seahawks are allowing Russell Wilson to throw it more, and he's putting up great numbers. So Mahomes is in that discussion, make no mistake about it, but yeah, I still think Russ should be the MVP favorite.
Anthony Kirby, next question coming in here is from Colts in the playoffs. Well, we can look at the NFL playoff picture here because, yes, Indy is right now at 5-2, the 6th seed, and I am in anticipation that they are going to be able to figure out a way to sneak in. And honestly, don't be surprised if they jump the Tennessee Titans, who have fallen off the last 2 weeks, and the Colts continue to play solid football.
I think that the Colts are going to be a playoff team this year. Remember, there's the extra playoff spot. I know the Raiders and Dolphins are contending as well. That Colts defense, though, is going to be a legitimate reason why they might be a dangerous team in the postseason.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, the Colts make the playoffs this year.
Jacob, what up? I love this picture. Who do the Bears play at quarterback now?
Tyler Bray.
No.
Kidding.
They got to stick with Nick.
I think you have to stick with Nick Foles. Like, I don't know if you can go back to Trubisky. Now, we'll keep talking about it on our Bears channel. It's youtube.com/Bears now. Harrison Graham breaks down everything there. But I just, they're in bad shape, man. They're in really bad shape.
Yep. Let's go to Spurter 4757. When can you give us a 2021 mock draft?
There is one on the channel.
Yep.
Go check it out. Maybe 3 weeks ago we did one, and we'll do a new one soon as well. I was hoping there would be some big trades that would impact the draft order. It did not, but we'll do plenty of mock drafts for you as well. Don't worry, my man. So hit that big red button and subscribe if you haven't already.
BKS, I guess, gaming. I'm just going to go with Super Bowl predictions. Who's your Super Bowl prediction? What do you got here?
I don't know. I'll
Seahawks, Chiefs.
Be a coward. I'll go Seahawks win, and the Chiefs come up short because I don't want to pick a repeat winner.
I'm going to go with Seattle. I'm going to go with Russell Wilson gets his first MVP vote and his first MVP, and they're going to end up winning the Super Bowl.
All right.
Alexander Moreland, your caps lock might be on. Who would win, Seahawks versus the Steelers?
I think Seahawks would, but I'll tell you what, that'd be a pretty fun Super Bowl matchup. That'd be a really good game.
There's a part of me that wants
That'd be good.
I literally just picked the Seahawks to win, but the Steelers would be a tough matchup because of how successful they are at being able to get after the quarterback, and Seattle really does struggle against stopping the run. So, but yeah, I'm probably going to go with Seattle. So our NFL power rankings, if it means anything to you, we had the Seahawks at number 3. The Steelers were at number 1, but that was not a unanimous one. The voting comes in between a bunch of people here at Chat Sports, and if you always disagree with our power rankings,
let us know.
You can yell at us. That's what the comments are for. Eldon, a.k.a. Turtle, yo, Mitch, if the Raiders go on a winning streak from here to end of the season, how much of a jump in the power rankings will they go up? I mean, obviously, if they win out, that means they're going to be 13-3. They're going to continue to shoot up the board. They'll be first in the AFC West, probably a 2 seed, potentially a 1 seed in the AFC, depending on how the Steelers do.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty shocked if that happens, but we'll see. We've seen some crazy things. The defense needs to get better, but the schedule does get a little bit easier for the Raiders coming up. Colin Miller, how much did the virus actually ruin the season this year?
I mean, I think it hurt the Patriots pretty bad.
Sure.
I mean, they haven't been the same since Newton and Gilmore all got it, and they lost a bunch of players before that.
I think it impacted the trade deadline.
I mean, I think the impact is what you haven't seen because it's been no training camp and or limited training camp and no real preseason. And I think teams that had overhauls of staff and changes, I think, really had an impact. Like I think the Cowboys in particular tried to install a new defensive scheme, overestimated how much their guys could learn, and it hurt them. So there's been an impact, but it has not ruined the season. It's still going on, man.
Yep.
It's okay.
Derek, who are the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL?
I was going to put Mike Evans in there. I'm not anymore. I'm still going to put Julio Jones.
Still going to put Mike Thomas.
I'm going to put Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams. There's
Yep.
3. I'm going to put DK Metcalf in there. I think probably Tyreek Hill is my 5th guy.
What about Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen's been spectacular
I like
this
Keenan
year.
Allen. I don't think he's a top 5 guy. I think he's more top 10, top 15.
Okay.
So
I'm good with it. If you guys want to give us your top 5 wide receivers, please go ahead and do so. DK's been good, but I'm also curious and how much of that is actually to do with
You
Russell.
can also argue Godwin and Evans, too.
Yeah, I'm with you. Trace McSorley. Should the Giants draft a quarterback to replace Daniel Jones this draft?
Look, trade for Trace McSorley because that's probably the meme out there. If you are in quarterback draft range, you can get a Justin Fields and maybe Trey Lance. If you're picking 2 like you are right now in the order, You have to.
Yeah.
Because the Daniel Jones experiment is dropped interception that should have ended the game, gorgeous dime to Golden Tate, and then throw Leighton behind the wide open back in the flat to tie the game. It's not a fun experience. He honestly hasn't been that good.
I mean, this is something that I wish I could say we were surprised, but as soon as he got drafted, you can go back and look at our NFL draft coverage. We'll be live for the NFL draft again this year. I mean, Tom and I both were pretty upset that the Giants ended up taking Daniel Jones. All right, Lozran, do you see Snacks Harrison playing this week for the Seattle Seahawks?
I want to see what happens in practice. It's obviously a little early to make that decision. I don't think Harrison was ready to go. I think that's been made very clear by Pete Carroll that game shape, all of that, like it was going to take a little bit more time for him to like get up to being able to play. Maybe it's this week, maybe it's next week, but I think in the near future, you see Snacks on the football field. Excuse me.
All right, who's the best team in the NFC? Excuse you, Tom.
Hiccuped.
I'm gonna go with Seattle. I still think that they're the top team in the NFC. How about, since we both think it's Seattle, who's the next best team in the NFC?
I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers, but I'm thinking about
Bucs,
the Saints,
Packers,
something about the Packers. Like it's a tough call for number 2 right now, at least for me.
Super chat time from Joseph Morrow. Remember, if you want to get featured on the show, go ahead and super chat. If the Pro Bowl, I guess right now, who are the Dolphins get in? I don't believe they're doing the Pro Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah, there's not like the normal Pro Bowl, but we'll offer hypothetically, who's having a Pro Bowl caliber year for the Dolphins? Howard's also missed some time. You know, Howard's had more success, and I think Howard in particular has really benefited. He has 4 interceptions.
He leads the NFL in picks.
Yeah, he actually missed time. I think Byron Jones has missed time. Howard probably is a Pro Bowler. You're right. Howard has benefited from having a competent corner across from him. Like Byron Jones out there just shutting dudes down, not a turnover guy, but he's allowing Howard to go be aggressive, and it's resulted in 4 interceptions. So Howard, yes, I think Christian Wilkins has played pretty darn well, but I don't know if he would have been a Pro Bowl caliber guy because it's a popularity contest.
Dylan in the back there is saying, throw out the name Emmanuel Ogbah. In case you're wondering, he went to Oak State. Hey, he's actually probably been their best edge rusher.
Sure, he's been fine.